I got that award that I did.
Yeah, tell me about this mission.
Well,
This is the Distinguished Flying Cross.
Right.
So,
well,
heroism while participating in aerial flight.
yeah. Well, a couple of guys in our outfit had been shot down close to that Ashall Valley, that resupply route, and we'd flown all day. I was still a co-pilot then. I wasn't the aircraft commander, but we'd flown a lot that day. And when we got the call, why, we headed that direction. And we dropped off to get fueled up first. Then we headed off that direction. And we got there, and the flare ships were dropping flares, trying to light the area up a little bit. The crew chief of the aircraft that was down, he was hurt pretty bad, and he was crying on the radio. And that's what men sometimes do when their future is very uncertain. They tend to give up. But anyway, we went in there to get them out. Of course, there was no way to land there. It was impossible to land. You had to hover down, and you can imagine going forward to get in under some branches, then sliding to your right a little bit to get in, get your rotor under another area of branches, and sliding back this way a little bit, then backing up, move your tail boom to the left. It was that kind of, it was a hover hole. We couldn't, even at that, we could not get land. There's no way. So we had on board what you call McGuire rigs. And make it easy, it's kind of like a rope you dangle out. Mm-hmm. And guys will get a hold of that McGuire rig, and you'd kind of pull them out. And of course, you had to make the same adjustments coming out as you did coming in. And then you had those guys dangling on your from the wire rigs, and you couldn't drag them or brush them off, hitting a limb or something like that. Or so you had to be really careful for the aircraft, for the crew, and for the guy on the strings. And all the time, people were shooting at you. It wasn't a steady. It wouldn't. I don't want to embellish it. It wasn't going on all the time. We were taking fire though. And again, I was there trying to read the power settings of the aircraft. I was trying to do some radio communications. And we finally came out of there and took those guys back to drop them off at the hospital. I don't know if any of them are dead or not. I've seen that happen. They'd come in, you can see them on the McGuire rigs, and they'd been shot. They were just like you expect a dead limp, like you expect a dead guy to be. But